guys, I am Sile Di Romano, and for today's video, we will be discussing about prejudice and what I have learned from the 1956 high school debate in the USA. Without further ado, let's start.
Many of us must have heard or have come across these terms prejudice, but only a few of us fully understand its meanings. Because we have limited knowledge about prejudice, it means we cannot relate the complete interpretation of these terms as part of our daily lives. Apparently, the concept of prejudice have been quite notable throughout the human history and even today. Some of us still experience these challenging issues in our communities and societies. So what is prejudice? In my opinion, prejudice is defined as the irrational and inflexible attitudes of the society towards a specific group, gender, race, and religious community. However, after watching the video of 1956 high school students debate in USA about prejudice, my perspective about what is prejudice is broadened. According to collinsdictionary.com, prejudice is an unreasonable dislike of a particular group of people or things, or a preference for one group of people or things over another. But what is the broader meaning of prejudice as seen throughout the eyes and experience of the four students? Let me start with Ratnati Iskandar Ginata. She is a 17-year-old high school student and also a talented dancer, the representative from Indonesia. Ratnati defined prejudice as a feeling of hate for people as a group or as an individual to other people. Ratnati's prejudice against the Dutch people is because of history. She discovered how Dutch people treated Indonesians. She also has a prejudice against other people who are arrogant and believe they are superior to others. When Judith Reader spoke about how Europeans perceive Asians as lazy, Ratnati responded, "They were not helping us. See, you mentioned that we're lazy. We are not lazy, but they didn't give us a chance. We didn't get to experiment and build our community." Upon answering the question to Judith, Ratnati answered her very well to her, but the audience could tell that she is nervous and shy on the first part of the video. The other participant is Judith Reader. She is an 18-year-old high school student from United Kingdom. According to her, prejudice is when a person loses track of the dignity of the human soul and begins to judge others not on the basis of their being persons. Judith is a prejudice against people who have red hair as well. They have terrible temper, she thought. She also has a prejudice against Australian delegate because of their accent, which sounds similarly to the Cockney accent in England, and it makes people shudder. Judith also slayed the debate, but she doesn't have a filter mouth or she just wants to say what she ever wanted. But there is a part of it that I think it makes an insult. Furthermore, I think it's pretty unfair for her that she was asked more questions because she is English, whereas the other participants are all Asians. Nevertheless, she did an excellent job too. The third participant is Yuriko Kunishi. She is a very cute high school student with a beautiful voice from Japan. She defines prejudice. If somebody distinguishes between two white men, it is not prejudice. But if somebody distinguishes between a white man and colored man, it is prejudice. Yuriko has its own prejudice against Korean. Why? Because according to her, the president of Korea established his own line on the public sea between Korea and Japan. It forbade fishermen from fishing there and any longer for fear of being apprehended by Koreans. She also stated that there is no evidence racial prejudice in the United States, but she observes that only Negros with low-level position in businesses. However, she was relieved when he met a black student at Southbridge, Columbia studying. Yuriko also did an excellent job, despite she was struggled with some English words, knowing that most of the Japanese people are not good in English. Last but not the least is Raul Contreras. He is the only boy in the debate and the representative of the Philippines. He defines prejudice when a person loses track of the dignity of the human soul and begins to judge others not on the basis of their being persons, but on the basis of race, creed, economic status, and that is prejudice. Raul claims that he has anti-Japanese prejudice. He said, "I was too young to understand what happened during those times, but I think what my relatives and friends and the people who are witness to that unfaithful occasion, they just come more than justify the fact. I think it's justified for me to feel the same way because I know my people suffered very much under that rule." For Raul Contreras, in my opinion, he was the debate standout participant. He also added the topic about democracy in the United States. He did so well throughout the debate. To summarize, the four participants did an excellent job of delivering and representing their country. The high school students are impressive. Not only they are eloquent, well-informed, they are daring to speak and willing to listen. The dialogue is so sensitive, yet they manage to treat with openness and respect with each other. I also learned from their perceptions of prejudice that we all have prejudice, but let us try to look at and understand their position and perceptions before passing judgment. So that would be all. Thank you.